Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and it's been a love fest at the DNC this week, but it's still not enough. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And guys, if you're not watching us on YouTube, I ask you to please do that. Go to that address right there in the lower right-hand corner, if you will. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. Hit the subscribe button, absolutely free, and help us preserve our American conservative traditional values. So guys, it's been a love fest with the media and Kamala Harris. It's been a love fest at the DNC this week. The numbers are looking great for Kamala Harris. Any poll that you look at, the numbers are looking great. Why? Because these polls traditionally oversample Democrats, which is why I want you to make sure you go out and vote. Don't believe the polls. Go vote. That's the only poll that matters, is the election. That's the only poll that matters. Don't be depressed. Don't be downtrodden. Understand that you're fighting for the future of this nation, and your vote is super important. That being said, Frank Luntz is a guy I would consider to be not a Trump fan at all. In fact, I consider him to be an anti-Trumper, but he's a top pollster. And he was talking about these numbers in a recent interview. And he said, look, if this is her numbers during the honeymoon period, it's simply not enough. It's not going to get her over the finish line. This love fest is not going to work. So I want you guys to listen to what Frank Luntz has to say here, and then let me know what you think in the comments.
Frank Luntz is a pollster and communication strategist. Frank, how is it looking? How is this race looking in those few states that she was talking about, these key battleground states?
There's been a shift over the last 4 weeks, and that shift is significant. You see it in the polls, you see it in the focus groups. Joe Biden was definitively losing those states by a narrow margin, but she is now definitively even or up in the key states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Those are the states that absolutely matter most. And these last two nights, you actually can. I've been in the hall. I can see it. The level of intensity, the level of passion. I don't want to go overboard because these are the people who care the most about a Democratic victory. But it is palpable, and the difference between the Democratic convention and the Republican convention, to me, is very noticeable. It is louder here. It is more emotional here. They sense a chance to succeed, which they were very nervous about just 4 weeks ago.
You do talk to other folks who aren't as invested in a Democratic victory, those persuadable voters in focus groups that you do. What are you hearing from your latest focus groups?
They want to know more about Harris. They want to know where she stands on the issues, the two issues that matter to them most: affordability, notice I didn't say inflation. What is she going to do for food, fuel, housing, healthcare? And number two is immigration, but it's wider than that. It's crime. It's a sense of public safety. And on these things, they're looking for specifics. She's had the best launch that I've seen in my career. You have to go back to a time that I don't remember, to Wendell Willkie in 1940, someone who's taken the country by storm. But that's still not enough. And you're correct that the difference is so minuscule between Trump and Harris. But that's why these two nights, tonight and tomorrow night, are so important. She's seeking to define herself, not just her personality, not just character traits and attributes, but on the issues that matter most to the voters. We know where Donald Trump stands. And in case after case, Trump does better on the issues than he does in his persona. She does better in her character traits and her persona than she does on the issues. The next 48 hours will determine how much of a bump she can get and whether or not she leaves the convention with a meaningful advantage over the former president.